afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Teresa's Cooking Channel. Once again, today we're going to start off with a beautiful, lovely tuna pasta salad, creamy tuna pasta salad. Yes, I said it. So, reason why, I just got out of my car. It's 93 degrees, and you know Florida weather is so crazy. So I really don't want anything hot. So I'm going to be making salad. So for today's ingredients, of course, I love to have a lot of fresh ingredients, by the way, that I can incorporate. I'm gonna have a red onion chopped up in it. I'm gonna have one of my also favorite type of pickles, which is the salad cubes, the sweet salad cubes. Salt, black pepper. Of course, your noodles. You're gonna cook the noodles according to the ingredients, but just try to make it a little al dente, not all the way cooked. And then of course you'll need maybe 2 to 3 cans of tuna fish in a can. As always, I always have my secret ingredients. Secret ingredients being my avocado mayo, along with some ranch dressing. Yes. So to that recipe, I'm gonna have like a cup and a half of mayonnaise and maybe a half a cup to a cup of ranch dressing, because it's gonna give it an amazing flavor, and it's also gonna bring upon that creaminess that we're looking for, and it's gonna be savory. So, as I always say, let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and put on a pot of water. And that water, I should have had it boiling, but I'm gonna put on a pot of water. As soon as the water begins to boil, I'm gonna add the noodles to the pot, and from there, we're gonna have a party. So to my pot of water, when it begins to boil, I'm gonna add a dash of salt. That way the noodles can have some type of flavor, won't have such of a plain flavor, and just a little bit of oil so the noodles won't stick together, so it won't clump up. I don't know if you ever had noodles that when they supposedly are done, they're not separated, they're just like congealed together. That's not what we're doing today. We're gonna have noodles that are separate. So by adding a little bit of oil, that will help the noodles to stay apart from one another. So, gonna wait for the water to boil. Again, cook those noodles up until the time you think it's al dente. Leave it alone, drain, and then we'll be going from there. So now, as you can see, the water is boiling, piping hot. I'm gonna add that dash of salt that I was telling you all about earlier. So let's see. Here's my salt. Here's my dash. That's it. In the pot it goes. To that pot of water, I also told you I was gonna add some cooking oil so the noodles won't stick together. So here you have that. I am only gonna add only a half a box of noodles. This is pretty much just me and my daughter. We're gonna have this for dinner, and it doesn't make any sense to have all this extra food sitting up in the refrigerator where it goes to waste. I hate wasting food. So I'm gonna add just a half a box of noodles, making sure that there's enough water to cover the noodles. You can cook the noodles on top of the stove without a top. Give it a stir. And of course, as I said, for the next 10 minutes, well, actually, you can go by the directions, but again, I would like it to be al dente, so I'm not gonna let it cook the full time. I'm gonna take it off. So if it says 10 minutes, you cook it for maybe 7 or 8 minutes, but then also taste it and see if it's to your liking before you actually take it off and drain the water. So to my pasta, I'm also going to be adding some little baby bell peppers. You can find them in a bag at Publix, and you can just chop them up. So I have a red one, yellow, just for color. And then of course I have my purple or red onion, some people call it. So I'm going to chop all that up, and it's going to be going in a salad. I love to have a crisp, crunchy salad. So what I've decided to do, because the little baby bell pepper is a little bit bigger than what I expected, so I'm just going to use half of it. So I have a red one that I've already used half that I'm chopping up over here, and I'm going to use half of that red, this yellow one. So that's going to go inside because I think we should have plenty of veggies, fresh veggies going inside of our tuna pasta. And again, just take your time, cut it up, try to chop it as small as you can get it. We wouldn't want to have big old chunks of bell pepper in our mouth, or even red onion for that matter. So this is what I'm doing right now as I'm waiting on the noodles to actually get ready. You can actually stir them also to make sure they don't stick to the bottom of the pot. So I'm just gonna try to get all this together, these peppers, like a little rough chop. That way it won't be big. There's nothing like having a big old pepper in your mouth while you're trying to enjoy a summer salad. And so, here's my onion, half an onion. And you, as well, you try to cut that up as small too, small as you can get it. There's nothing like eating a raw onion and it's really big. And red onions are quite strong. So I'll get back with you in a moment as soon as those noodles are done. So now, what you can do to see if the noodles are to your liking, you actually have to do a taste check to see if they're tender enough for you. So I'm gonna get one right now and see if it's al dente enough for me. Perfect, just the way I want it. So now what I'm gonna do is take the pot and drain the water. So you just stir, making sure all the water is out of the noodles before you actually put it into your bowl that you're going to be mixing to make your pasta. So here they are, into the bowl they go. If you think it's a little bit too hot, just wait a few minutes before you start adding your ingredients to your pasta. So that's a lot of pasta just for a half a box. And it's only gonna feed, like, I'm only trying to feed 2 or 3 people, which is my daughter and my little grandbaby. So this is our dinner, particularly for tonight. Earlier, I chopped up the onion and the bell pepper. And I'm just gonna place it inside of the bowl on top. I opened up 2 cans of tuna fish. Some people prefer to drain their tuna fish, and some people just put it in as is. You can drain it, or you can just put it in as you prefer. Make sure you get all of that out, because sometimes when you drain it, you may not have all that tuna fishy flavor that you want. Some people think it's disgusting. What's the sense of having tuna fish if it doesn't taste like fish? Your choice. So I put in both cans of tuna fish. Just making sure all the yumminess is out. So far I've added the tuna fish, the bell peppers, the red onions. So now I'm gonna add a cup of mayonnaise. I know I said a cup and a half earlier. Reason being is sometimes I know the recipe calls for a creamy tuna fish pasta, but you don't want to do too much of creamy, because then it becomes like bland. if you put too much cream. So now I'm just only gonna start out with 1 cup of mayonnaise. And then, this is where the savoriness come in, I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of ranch salad dressing to it. So right there, this is where your creaminess is. Make sure you get all of those wonderful ingredients out. And of course, I'm going to add pepper for taste. Try not to add too much because again, the tuna fish already have its saltiness from it being canned to preserve it. And then you're gonna add your black pepper to it. I would say about a tablespoon of black pepper. And so right now, you can go ahead and mix the ingredients. This is what it's looking like so far. If you choose to add more tuna fish, it is your choice if you feel like it's not enough tuna fish. So, and also into there, I just added a 1/2 cup of sweet salad cubes. That's also gonna make it really crispy, crunchy summer salad that you're wanting to enjoy. So, this is what your salad is looking like. So I'm gonna taste it just to make sure it has the correct amount of ingredients in it. So, if you like what you see today, hit the like, comment, and subscribe button, and you can have the same recipe that I had made for today. What I put on top was a beef tomato. I sliced it up along with some green onions, and also just for a little decoration, I put a little paprika, and if you want some spice in your life, I put some cayenne pepper on top as well. So, again, enjoy, and thank you for visiting Teresa's Kitchen. See you next time.